I'm over at my desk and I'm not seeing you. So if you have a question while I am working, I can hear you still. So feel free to ask or pop it in the chat and I'll answer afterward. And I just wanted to show you really quick, you know, Masterboards are really super fun. This is the one we did at the retreat, and it came out looking really, really cool. The reason I love Masterboards so much is because once you do them, once you make it, you get to scan it, and you can scan it and use it again and again. And so make it once, scan it, and use it however many times you want. Here's another one that I started, and this is just, you know, some ribbon and some music pages. And I scanned it just for a look, and it came out really super cool. So you can make your own. I'm going to use, not this.
Just a really quick thing. If you want to pin Kristi, it's actually a bit easier on here. You literally just have to click on her video. Nice. And she'll stay in place. She'll pop up the biggest one, and at the top you'll see a little pin. Or it's going to end up going back and forth to whoever's talking. But if you click on her video, it's going to show just her video. And if you go to the top, there's a little pin on the upper right-hand corner for her.
Thank you. I just had a piece of mail I wanted to use, and I just misplaced it. So let me grab one. Today I'm just going to be using, like, I don't know, just the mail from the mailbox. And I like to use it because it's usually like a good size for, this one. I think I'll use this one. I think I cut some of this off already. So I'll cut here. And I like using this because you get so much of it at certain times of the year. And also it saves me on cardstock. If I don't necessarily need a specific color, if I'm going to cover it up like with a Masterboard, yeah, I can just glue stuff on it and I'm good. So I'm just going to kind of real quick go through and use some of the things that I already have. And if you guys made a Masterboard with me before, you know that it's super easy and it's really fun. All right, so I'm going to use art glitter glue, and I'm not going to worry too much about whether or not you know, I go outside the lines, if that makes sense. I'm just going to do what I want, and I'll trim it later. And so last time I did a woman, and so this time I'm going to do, I guess, a man and maybe some other things. I don't know, just something old-timey. And these are pages that I copied out of an old book. And all I did was spray it with a spray that I made out of isopropyl alcohol, a little bit of brown ink, and some mica. So I am going to probably use a little bit of this. I really like how this came out. Let's see, this way. So you can use a Masterboard on your Masterboard. Pretty cool, right? So, and you can use a Masterboard as is, or like I said, you can make copies of it, or you can make scans of it. And really, if you're using just a little bit of glue, it's better, especially if you're just using like your pictures are regular paper, because it kind of buckles and stuff. But let's see. And also be careful, because if you get glue on your workspace, it's going to get on your Masterboard. It's not too bad at this point. So let me see if I can use some of my Gothic paper. If you don't want the white edge to show, you see, sometimes you like the white edge, it looks good, and sometimes you don't want the white edge. And I'm not doing white edges this time, so I'm just going to the side that I want to use, which is this one, I'm ripping upward. And then I can save my other pieces for something else if I want to. And this paper is part of my Gothic Elegance. If you have the pass, you have this free in 3 different colors. And so you can go download that out of the Artisan Pass at any time. So let me see what else. Maybe I'll just use some plain paper, maybe some black right underneath here. And it's really just making a collage, just putting things down that you like, that you will want to see. Make sure you make it something that you'll want to see again and again, because otherwise, to make a Masterboard, it's not really that worth it. It's not, I've used them before, but if it's like a really stiff Masterboard, it might end up being kind of weird to use. But I think I'm going to start cutting off some of these edges so that I can make sure that I'm not gluing pieces that I want on it on edges that I'm going to cut off. Make sure your blades are fresh, guys. Mine isn't, so it's chewing up the edges here. Hold on, let me. I like these blades because you can just, oh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. You can just refresh the blade when you want to. Now, I told you guys that I wasn't going to work upside down, and I started working upside down for you guys. So sorry about that. I'll try to fix that. Let's see. I'm just going to fill up the middle here and there. I really just want to cover this girl up, and that. Don't necessarily want her showing. And I kind of just want a basic, base. You can make the base look however you want. And you can, grab scraps and use those, whatever you've torn, you can use it. And the reason why I say that making a masterboard might not be like the best way if you're only going to use it once is because you want to use things that are, you might use things like buttons and ribbon and, things that you don't want to necessarily only use once. And this gives you a little bit of opportunity to use it more than once, just by making your copy and all that. So I'm pretty much getting that done. So I'm almost full, and now I just want to start adding embellishments and things that I like. And so I found some ribbon that my daughter passed along to me. I've never knew that this existed because I usually just will make stuff like that myself. So I am going to use this. And I'm considering even sewing some of my own. It's really cool. And I like it for the edges. I did it on my top edge before, but I really like that. And then let's see what we else can put on here.
We had a question of, so what is it that we'll use, so is this what we'll use for a cover or for inspiration? I kind of just let them know that it's both. The whole point of all the prompts are just to make anything. It's to loosen you up, get you creating, doing what you want with it, use it however you want. You want to make a cover on it, make a cover. You want to make bookmarks, you just want to do the masterboard itself, just make a bunch of masterboards. You have a file collection of masterboards. But the whole point of this challenge is just to get you making. You don't have to really think about it. You don't have to really use it specifically for anything. Just create. It's the fun of it.
Yeah. I mean, you can use this for a cover. You can just simply make it and use this as a cover, which I think that's what I was going to do today. But I might just want to scan it and print it, but I'm not sure. It's whatever. It's whatever you want to do with it. But like I said, if you want to go all out and make it really super cool with like some of your favorite things that you have that you've just been like saving for a rainy day or whatever, you totally can. And you don't feel like you're, oh, well, I've already used it, so I guess it's gone now. It doesn't have to be, And so I took out a bunch of, oh, there's that piece of mail that I was looking for. All right. So I really like to use different colors of of lace. I think that it lends itself to a really shabby look, which I kind of like. Ooh. So you can add things like buttons if you want to. I don't know if any of these are going to be that great, but I really like these. They're really cute little buttons, and they're flat on both sides. So, but they're so colorful that it's hard to find the exact right color that you might want to use, you know. This one might be okay. And this one looks pretty cool. And maybe this one. A home filled with nannies and assistants, and you think Justin Bieber's actually going to be changed, right? Yes, exactly. Sponsored by Juicy Juice. And so you'll just position things around and see how you like it. I don't know about you, but I'm always like in a hurry to do things. And, you know, after being at the retreat, it was so nice to get that instruction about, you know, being mindful. Do you have a time limit here? Nick?
No, we got no time limits here.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not going to take forever, but, you know. Maybe I'll use the white one of this. See how this looks. I got this cool ribbon, which I would have thought was like ugly otherwise, but I really like that it has like strands of stuff, which is going to make it a little bit difficult to put on here and maybe just a little too much. Yeah, maybe we'll leave it. But I bought it for tassels. And so let's see, what else might I want to do? Springs Dentist. Your life, your health, your smile. With the winter season complete, it's time to bring on the show off some skin. Let Ideal Image help you feel confident. But really, the sky's the limit with this, you know? You can do whatever you think looks good. You know, I'm just doing these in these colors. Here. Sorry about that, guys. I keep doing that. So, not sure where I like this. Look at it this way again. Oh, sorry, Esther. Yeah, I think I'll go with it here. Some common side effects include temporary discomfort and swelling. Truth is our checking the facts on all sides. Is anybody gonna scan and or copy theirs, or are you just gonna use it? Do you think?
Now that you keep reminding me, because I never remember to scan mine.
I'm going to try to scan mine.
Cool. Yeah.
Kristi, I did mine, the one that I made for my granddaughter's birthday when you first showed us how to make them. And I still have my original and some copies of that. But I still want to try to make a new one. But it's full size. So do you recommend, like, if you're making a smaller journal, to shrink it down or to cut it down?
Oh, do you mean the big ones that we made?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about that because I really like how it came out and I don't want to just have it be a one-time use. So I was thinking about maybe scanning each side. Yeah, let me think on that a bit, and I will get back to you on it.
Okay, thank you.
You can
Sure.
scan it and then puzzle it together and then print it as one big piece. Most printers will take legal size, so they'll take the longer ones, the longer papers. That's one thing I started investing in is longer regular copy paper and longer cardstock to print things on. Even if it won't be wider, most of them will do longer.
Yeah, I did it as 12 by 12.
Yeah, and you could just like scan in like each little piece and then like put it together, use section, cut it up. It's really whatever you want. You may never want to use it again because you'll end up making so many that you're gonna end up making them instead of scanning them.
I added some gears onto here because I thought it would be kind of interesting. So, thinking about what else I can add to this, because right in the middle here, it's kind of...
I'm still trying to find scraps. I have no scraps. Our event made me use all the new scraps that I created.
I'm going to add a little bit extra interest to this. So,
And masterboards can be like collaging, it can be painting, it can be whatever you want them to be. You could just fill it up with stickers, you could stamp all over it with just, rubber stamps, clear stamps, and just be nothing but a thing of stamps that you color in and do in different shapes and things.
all right. I think I know what I'll do. Okay, I think I might be able to get a little bit of this up here. It looks like I will. All right, I'm going to turn this over so I can look at it a little bit better. And put a little more somewhere else. And that's okay that it's only a partial right there. I'm cool with that. It doesn't have to be perfect. I feel like this needs to be glued down a little better, and then maybe I'll like it better. Uh-oh. Oops. All right. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and make a copy so you can see the before and after, because I think I want to preserve this. And I'm copying it in color.
Anybody want to show us what they've gotten so far? Nice. I see Cheryl Torres.
Okay. So here's the original. And here's the copy. It's smaller, so that's why it looks that way. But I think I'm going to use that on a book. And I'm going to make a small book this time. A really small book. I guess it won't be a really, really small book, but it'll be small.
I like baby books. They're always fun. Little itty bitties.
Oops.
Would you guys suggest getting a vocal point first and then collaging, or collage and then a vocal point, a focus point?
I mean, that would depend on your own style. I mean, I made the man the focal point, but I didn't really stick on that. You know what I mean? Because obviously I've got a bow right here, and and
because I love everybody's collages, but then when I do it, I feel like it looks stupid.
Well, of course you do. That's how we all feel about our own work.
And then I stopped doing it because, so that's my issue, I think.
Well, you can stop telling yourself painful stories about your art.
Power through it, right?
Yeah, for one thing. Yeah, but I mean, just realistically, think about it, I'm not just telling you, like, get over it, because we all have those things. I just got done telling Monique the other day that I was feeling really, a certain type of way, after the retreat. And so, we all have those kinds of things, but if we can recognize when we're telling ourselves, painful stories about things, we'd be able to get that stuff out of the way a lot more easily, to free us up to do, the things that we love to do.
And I think when it comes to like the masterboards and stuff like that, I don't really ever have like a main. I might start off with a little something and go off in the direction of maybe a color or a theme or something like that. But for the most part, I look at it as just something to keep your hands busy. Think of like when you're doodling, you're not really thinking. If you've ever doodled, you're not really thinking about it. You're just doodling, just to doodle. Think of it as that. It's just a doodle, but you might be gluing stuff, you might be painting stuff. And think of it as a backboard or a starter or just a base to something else you might use later on. So it doesn't have to have a meaning or whatever you're going to be using it for. It doesn't have to be for a cover, a bookmark, whatever. Sometimes I'll just make them and cut up pieces. Like this one, like that I had made for the thing. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. I might use it for a cover. I might just use a little piece of it. It could be for something. It could be just that. I might just always go back and file these and look at the way that they look. It just depends on what you want to use it for. Don't overthink it too much. These are perfect for not overthinking. If you're overthinking, then you're not doing it right. That's your only part that you're not doing right. is you're overthinking. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just have fun, like when you think back to kindergarten, preschool. Just do it.
Okay. I went and copied it again because then I realized that I didn't leave myself anything to fold over. So we'll go with that. And I'm going to go like this and just work with what I have. I'm going to use my tool. Don't use this with a blade, you guys. Use this with a pen. I learned that the hard way, and thank God I have one coming, another one coming.
Did you cut it up?
Hmm?
I said, did you cut it up?
I did. I cut left like a little bit of the top, edge off. It's not gonna be a problem. It's just I didn't like that happened.
Like it's
I
not
love
blade
my
proof,
tools.
but it's pretty durable.
Yeah, it is. It's totally durable. It's just, some things just aren't meant to come in contact with a razor blade. Like my finger and somebody else's finger. Somebody it was Charlene, right? Cut her finger.
Somebody could, it might be. I know somebody had cut theirs on the thing. I've done it before. I tend to burn myself more than cut myself.
Mm-hmm.
Or I get like
Craft
little
injuries.
Yeah. Like I've had these Jane Davenport like watercolor pens since I don't know when today. So I was like, I'm just gonna paint gesso all over my board and just see what happens.
What is gesso? I mean, I know I should know this, but I don't.
It's just a primer for painting. So like it's really good for grabbing the paint really nicely.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like it gives it a little bit of a coating as well. So like for this paper, I put it on here so that it gives me a little bit more of a texture to grab. That's why my watercolor isn't like seeping in. So if I do this, it's not like seeping into the paper.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's basically just a primer to help your paint or whatever else you want stick. And it comes like in different types. There's clear, white, black. These have been sitting here. One of them looks like it completely drained out.
Okay. So now that I've got that, I am going to, excuse me.
That is because she is already in.
This is 8.5, so I'll do 4 1/4. I'm just doing this for my own reference. Right now, I just want to be able to fold it nicely. before I continue. And I think I might just use something like this on the inside. All right. Oops. Okay. This. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't want any globs. Because even the art glitter glue will make globs underneath if you use too much. Okay. All right. So here's our cover. And now we can do some other little things with it, but I'm going to make a signature real quick. Just a little one. Just to make it easy, I'm just going to cut this down this way. Oh, cool. Nice and sharp. I'm just using some coffee dyed paper that I had. And I did cut this a little bit shorter, and I think that it would be fine to use also. So I could, if I wanted to, arrange it in different ways, but I'm just going to leave it just for the sake of getting this project finished. But I'm going to sew it right into here. Oh, wait, maybe I cut it down. That'd be nice. Let's see. We've got about a 1/2 inch to cut off. Perfect. Good thing I didn't do a lot of extra work. Okay, so I want to cut it a little bit, or I can leave it sticking out like that because I kind of like the edges. And so I think that's what I will do, because I'm thinking I might add something here just to cover this white. But I'll see what happens in a minute. Just going to do like a simple pamphlet stitch. And I usually go about a 1/2 inch down here from the top, 1/2 inch from the bottom, and then in the center. Sometimes I add like another hole here, but I don't think I'll do that today. I do that so that I can hang a tassel, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. Let's see, this may not be long enough, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to go through here. My focal point or my man is on the back, which is totally fine with me. Not a big deal. So just when you are putting your page together, just be mindful. If you want your focal point to show on the front of your journal and you're going to use it like this, then make sure the focal point is more on the right-hand side of the page. All right. Now to finish this off, I'm going to put that the needle down underneath this and then go ahead and tie it twice. If you have enough slack on your string, you can tie a bow if you want to, but I'm just going to leave it like this. This is fine for me. So that's how you use your Masterboard to make a signature. Pretty cool, right?
Very cool.
Yeah. You can do some other things like distress it or whatever you want to do after that. Does anyone have any questions or anything? It seems like we've pretty much done this before, but anyways, not exactly in this way. Okay, if nobody has any questions, I'm all set, so I'll give it back to Monique.
I'm just drying my mess of watercolors real quick. Let's see, I want to unpin. Let's see what we got. I can see everybody's stuff. You guys want to share what you've been making? Any questions?
Hang on, I'm coming over there. I want to see too.
I'm going to mute myself for a second so I can dry this up. You guys can kind of see what I've been working on in here. Is that better? Very cool.
So I can see everyone bigger.
Cheryl, very cool.
Wait, I want to see it closer again, Cheryl. One more time. Nice. Ooh, that's pretty. I like the colors that you chose.
Thank you. And I think I'm going to use some of your, some of this paper.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, with the blues and the pinks and the red, I think that'll make it pop really well.
Cool. I would love to see how you use that.
I highly encourage anybody that made one, go ahead and scan it in. And if you want to share it with the group so everybody can use it, you can say whether or not it's okay for anybody else to print it for themselves if you want. So if everybody wants to do a little exchange.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So you, if you have a scanner, or even just take a picture with your phone, and you can because most phones now have like a built-in like sort of like scanner, I guess you can call it, but it recognizes that you're taking a picture of something that's like you're wanting to sort of scan instead. But take a picture, upload it to the group, just let everybody know, hey, yeah, if you want to use it, go for it. And then this way everybody has a whole extra set of really cool papers.
That is a great idea.
That's super fun.
We could all make a book out of like all the papers that everybody's been making. If you want to share.
And then we can share
great idea.
With paper. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And you know what would be helpful too is it kind of shows like me how somebody else would use my work because I have brain fart. It's like I love all of this, but then I sit down and it's like, ugh, and then I walk away and don't complete anything.
No, I get that. I always have like a million ideas, like tons and tons of inspiration when I'm watching people.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
And then I sit down to do it and I'm like, what was, so dumb.
Well, I had no idea what I was going to do when I sat down, you know? So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's just, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do at the retreat either. Like when I sat down for the Masterboard.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
You can just I knew I was going to do a Masterboard. I just didn't know what it was going to look like. Didn't have any plans.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have like everything set out. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was asking, do you usually have a plan of what your focal point is, or you just kind of enjoy the creation and let it happen?
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, that's how I usually do it.
I think
it doesn't make for very good videos after, though. Because I kind of meander because I'm constantly, you know, trying to figure out how I want things to look.
I hate that I'm so hesitant with my, and then I show people and they're like, oh my gosh, you're such an artist. And I'm